It's about rigging the system against the rights of all Americans for years to come. All bets are off. Everything's got to be on the table.
If Republicans are willing to rewrite these rules to give themselves an advantage, then they're leaving us no choice. We must do the same.
And we're going to fight fire with fire. Whatever they are doing will be neutered here in the state of California.
So blue state Democrats ignoring their own state's problem, embracing Texas Democrats fleeing their state over a GOP redistricting plan and vowing to join their fight. But this morning, Governor Abbott says enough is enough, ordering all of them to be arrested and stop wasting valuable taxpayer time and money. Fox News contributor Miranda Devine joins us now. Miranda, you know, they keep saying they're going to fight fire with fire, but they're already doing this. How can they really retaliate?
Well, I mean, it's just frustrating, I guess. You know, you see again and again, particularly Texas Democrats, are just so childish, and all they have is stunts. And, you know, they're now resting on their laurels and pretending that they have the high moral high ground because, you know, this is so terrible to be gerrymandering. Well, it is, but Democrats play that game harder than anybody. And the fact that they're fleeing to Chicago, to Illinois, which is, you know, one of the most gerrymandered states in the entire country, is ironic in itself. But I guess, you know, Governor Pritzker has deep pockets, and so he'll be able to put them up in nice plush hotels there. Last time, I think, when they disappeared to Washington, D.C. with another one of these stunts, they ran out of money. So, and I think it's interesting that Governor Abbott is now threatening felony charges against them because apparently it's a crime to use money, like to take money from the outside, as in free hotel accommodation, to not do your duty.
Yeah, we changed the law in Texas a couple of years ago when they pulled this stunt the last time. And they know the law, but yet they're trying to spin it in some way. The governor's going to go after them. I want to go to your podcast as well, because the DOJ has finally launched this investigation to this Russia collusion hoax that took place. You were at the beginning of this investigation as well, putting pressure on the public officials to take this seriously. You recently covered it on your new podcast. Let's watch it.
This is the key that really blows the whole Obama, Hillary, Brennan, Clapper, Comey narrative out of the water, where they say that Russia aspired to help Trump get elected, or that Russia hacked the election in favor of Donald Trump, really trying to discredit President Trump's win. Yes. And give a big middle finger to the American people who had just voted him into office.
I mean, it's clear that Russia tried to impact the election in some way, but they weren't successful, which is the whole point.
Yes, but also the point was that they were not trying to tilt the scales in favour of Donald Trump and against Hillary Clinton. In fact, there is evidence to the contrary. Tulsi Gabbard says that the evidence that she's uncovered and declassified shows that, in fact, Moscow believed it was inevitable that Hillary Clinton would win the election. And they had a whole lot of negative, compromising information about Hillary Clinton, including about her supposed psychological problems, that they planned to withhold from before the election, but launch on her to ruin her presidency after the election. So, you know, as Tulsi Gabbard points out, it is crystal clear and logical that if Russia was trying to help Donald Trump, they would have dumped all their negative information before the election. And what this Russiagate lie did was discredit Donald Trump's 2016 win. It delegitimized his presidency, and it really sabotaged and crippled the rest of, you know, most of his term.
Yeah, they just wanted chaos, and we gave them the chaos that they wanted. You're going to cover more of that on Pod Force One on your podcast, and that's going to come out with Tulsi Gabbard tomorrow. Meanwhile, there's some breaking news from the New York Post. You guys are going to California. Tell us about it.
Yeah. That's right. Well, you know, we see that there's an opportunity there in the other crazy left-wing coastal state. and particularly in Los Angeles. And so the New York Post, which has been so successful and built up such an enormous following in New York and then nationally, it's a good brand. And I think from the reaction, the people of California and particularly Los Angeles are dying for this. They're so excited because they've just had a constant drone of left-wing news, and there are conservatives there. I mean, that state was the home of Ronald Reagan and Richard Nixon, and obviously there's been a lot of gerrymandering, speaking of that, and a lot of illegal migration, which seems to turn against the Democrats after one generation anyway. So let's see how it goes, but I think there's a real crying need for it.
There's a big need, and I'm sure a lot of folks, especially those conservatives there, are happy to see that the New York Post is coming to California. Miranda, thanks so much for joining the program.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.